a couple of weeks ago, this plant right here was sitting on the clearance rack, marked down for under $3, and it looked a little rough. Right now I want to show you exactly what I do to get it where it is today. And I want to be clear, I'm not an expert. I'm a beginner just like a lot of you. But that's the whole point of this video. If you appreciate this kind of content, go ahead and tap that like button and let's get into it. Here's how this starts. I was at the store the other day and I was walking past the clearance section. You know the one, it's usually where the sad plants all hang out over in the corner with a handwritten sign with a bunch of plants that look like they're gonna give up on life. Yeah, that's the corner. And normally I walk past it, but this time something made me stop. And I picked up Calathea Freddy, Philo Birkin, and I just stood there looking at it. And it was dry soil. You can see the yellow crispy on the leaves. And at first I thought, there's no way. But then I flipped over and that tag was under $3. And something shifted in my brain. Here's how I think about it. If I pay full price for a plant and it doesn't do very well, that stings. But $3 is a learning experience. Worst case, I tried. Best case, I actually figure something out. Either way, I walk away knowing more than I did before. So I grabbed it. Now, the first thing I did when I got it home was I looked at it, really looked at it. Calatheas are a little particular and they don't like tap water. And with these dry, crispy tips on the leaves, I believe that the store may have been using a type of water that had chemicals in it, maybe chlorine or chloramine or something like that. So we just get it home, we isolate it, and we start to work on it. Figure out what the diagnosis is, see what we can do to improve it. So I knew that going in, that watering was going to be the first thing I was going to need to figure out. Is this plant thirsty? Has it been drowning? Because the fix for one is the opposite of the fix for the other. And getting that wrong just makes things worse. So here's the 3-step plan that I put together. First, I dealt with the watering situation. Once I knew whether it was over or underwatered, I adjusted accordingly and just let the plant start to stabilize before I did anything else. Because clearance plants end up on the rack for a number of reasons, and your job before you do anything else is to figure out what that reason is. The most common that I've run into is underwatering, overwatering, or the store just needs to move its inventory, I guess. Because some plants are dry and crispy, that's usually neglect or underwatering. Some are soft and wilted with soggy soil, and that's overwatering. And that can mean root rot. And some honestly just look a bit sad, but there's nothing obviously wrong with them. With this one, I could see that it was just the way that it was being watered. So I just let the plant stabilize before I did anything else. You don't want to stack too many changes at once. And second, I treated for pests. This is something I usually do with every clearance plant, no matter what. I assume that there's pests until I know for sure that there aren't. I kept this plant completely separate from all the other plants, away from the general population, and I treated it prophylactically. It doesn't hurt the plant, and it protects everything else you've got going on. Third, I looked at the soil and then decided whether or not it needed repotting. Clearance plant soil is often a mess. It can be hydrophobic, meaning that water just runs straight through it without actually getting to the roots, and it can be compacted. It might even have pests living in it. In this case, no repotting yet because the soil and the roots didn't appear to be the issue. Getting the roots into fresh soil gives the plant a real chance to actually start recovering instead of just surviving. So here's where things are right now. Is it perfect? No. But look at this. The new growth right here That wasn't there 2 weeks ago. That's because the plant decided that it wants to keep going. And honestly, that moment when you see that first sign of that new growth on the plant that you weren't sure was going to make it, that makes everything worthwhile. That's the whole reason I do this. You just need to be willing to look at it, make your best guess, and try. You'll get better at reading plants the more you actually do it. At some point, you have to pick up the plant, and the clearance rack is honestly the perfect place to practice. The stakes are low, the cost is low, and if it doesn't make it, you learn something real that you're going to carry into the next one. Every plant I've tried to rescue, whether it made it or not, taught me something I didn't know before. So here are my more recent rescue plants. So like I showed you this one, $2.84, under $3 for a calathea. This rattlesnake, look at that, $2.20. This philodendron birkin, under $5, $4.99 or $4.90. And this hanging philodendron neon heart shape, $5.95. And this one comes in a ceramic hanging plant, or hanging planter. Not bad. Because even if this plant doesn't make it, I still have the ceramic planter it came in. So, here's what I'd like to know. Have you ever rescued a clearance plant? I want to hear about it. Tell me your story in the comments below. What you found, what you did, whether it made it. I read all of them. And if you want to see more of what I'm doing with my plant collection, including some of the ones that are definitely not going as planned, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And I'll see you in the next one.